Professor Gerald Mendelsohn. I'd say a bit about Jerry. He's a phenomenal teacher in psychology, social psychology, and personality. He's received the Distinguished Teaching Award from Berkeley, and he's also now called upon by many companies, opera companies, and other kind of journals for his insightful interpretations of opera. Professor Mendelsohn.
Thank you. I've, as you just heard, taught twice courses on opera. I've written on Verdi, and last year I taught a course on Verdi. I would happily teach more because I've written about Verdi. However, the idea for this year was, let's do a different composer. And so I decided, with advice, that I would do Mozart. Now, these are courses on opera, and I want to assure you, given what you've heard before me, that we are not going to do a sing-along with Mozart. No. And I'm not going to do William Tell. We're going to do 3 Mozart operas. I thought about, how do I do Mozart operas? He completed 13 of them. And 7 of them really are in the active repertory still, which is far too much. As I learned from doing the Verdi course, it's far too much to try to encompass in one course. And then I thought, well, there are 3 operas that Verdi wrote with the librettist Da Ponte, Lorenzo da Ponte, who is fascinating in his own right. He was born in 1749, Mozart in 1756. Da Ponte ended up in the United States, and he was the first professor of Italian at Columbia University. He also did the first opera performances, among the first opera performances in the United States. Da Ponte was a friend of Casanova, and profited from his example. Women did not. And it's possible, in fact, that Casanova contributed to one of the libretti of one of the 3 operas that we will take a look at this term, Cosi fantutte. So there are these 3 operas. They were written in 1786, 1787, and 1790 in Vienna. When they were written and where they were written matters a lot to understanding what Da Ponte and Mozart were up to, and I will talk about that to some degree. The 3 operas are concerned with love, certainly, and love in all of its manifestations, actually, and also, and I thought, well, what's going on with these 3 pieces that can make a theme for our course? And I thought the play of gender and power is there in every one of these pieces. There is the issue of class distinction, and there is the issue of gender, both of which are issues of power. And I am not saying this from the standpoint of a 21st century social scientist. I'm saying it from the standpoint of Da Ponte and Mozart. So what I want to do is to have you see these 3 pieces and to talk about what is going on dramatically, what is going on within the drama itself, between these people and their setting. No technical knowledge is required. I don't have it myself. I have been concerned in all of the writing that I have done with the play of character in the drama, and that's what I want to be talking about. Now, the last thing I want to say is that in the course of preparing to teach this, I have done more reading about Mozart than ever I have done in my life, and I am so pleased that this was the decision that I made. Cosi fantutte is the least performed of the operas. Don Giovanni, The Marriage of Figaro, they are all, according to Mozart, opera buffa, comic operas, even Don Giovanni. So, The last of them, Cosi fan tutte, is probably the least performed. Beethoven disliked it intensely. He could not understand why Mozart would have devoted himself to such a silly and immoral libretto. Well, I bring this up only to say that I have been trying to figure out why is it that Cosi fan tutte, which is a genuinely funny opera, not the kind of opera that people in the opera house laugh at when they know they're supposed to. Why is it that this comic opera, genuinely funny, makes me sad? That is a question that I want to take up in this course with you. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.